Welcome everybody to another episode of the Weed News. I'm your host, Nancy Grace. I apologize for my appearance. I finally didn't put makeup on, which explains why I look like Angelica Houston from The Witches. The Witches. Let's get started. In our first story, the Army has sent cease and desist letters to a lot of retail marijuana shops in Washington state telling them to stop selling weed to their service members. Alcohol is still not a problem though, and we all know that guns, booze, and PTSD goes together like peanut butter, jelly, and fluffernutter. I mean, in all fairness to the Army, if the soldiers started smoking weed, then they wouldn't have to take all the prescription pills that are jammed down their face to deal with the PTSD. Not to mention when the soldier stops taking the pills because he might want his dick to work or the voices in his brain to kind of quiet down a little bit, the abrupt change in brain activity might cause a motherfucker to shoot a bunch of people. That's happened before. Right, Fort Hood? But never fear, pharmaceutical companies, you'll constantly get your kickbacks because the survivors of those shooting events will then have to take your pills to deal with their own version of the PTSD. The circle of life continues. Na Zebenya, put a pill down your throat. Shoot and survive, na mana. And also, let's not forget, smoking a little weed might make an indoctrinated soldier actually question the fact that they're in a war for white men's financial gain. So I totally get why they wouldn't want them smoking. Alright, well now, on a much lighter note and far less preachy, we're gonna go on to our next segment called Joint Ventures, or What to Do While Weeded, or Hey man, I'm high, what should we do together? Well, this week, very topical, we're going to talk about watching the Super Bowl. Forget the game. Considering the food, how could you not? If you want to continue to make room for your stomach without, kind of endorsing bulimia and then potentially rotting your teeth, smoke a couple bowl hits in between each course. I mean, come on, the 7-layer dip, you can literally taste every single layer while it's all shoved into your mouth like a huge, creamy dick. Also, the wings. They're so delicious that you actually forget the fact that you're going to shit out a fire-breathing dragon the next morning. Which I did. I spent several hours on the toilet the next day with my legs literally lifted off the floor. Rarely do you get that kind of shit where it's propulsing so much that your legs literally come up almost as if you're giving birth and there's no stirrups. I wish I had stirrups. Do you guys have stirrups on your toilet? I could honestly also use a midwife to deliver my shit. Post Super Bowl midwife shit helper. That's my new gig on Craigslist. If you see that and you want to hire me, or just fucking comment below or tweet me at @IamMikeCannon, I will help you rustle out even the most glorious demons out of your bowels. Hell, I'll even fucking stick my fingers in there, loosen it up a little bit so it's less painful. Also, aside from the Super Bowl, the next day, eating leftovers while high is one of the most glorious activities you can do alone. Just yesterday, I was eating wings over my garbage can like a divorced dad. And you know what? It was a delightful peek into my inevitable future. I was so high, I even enjoyed the halftime show. Even though it's a satanic ritual meant to indoctrinate everybody into the control system, I found myself enjoying the colors. Katy Perry's little milk satchels on her chest, all of the smiling and frowning beach balls, although they did eventually kind of turn on me a little bit, but the dancing sharks, everything was quite pleasant. I really found myself, dancing along and singing those feminist empowered songs Katy Perry loves. Which is a far cry from the last time I mentioned KP on this show because I really hammered her. And you know what? I take it back. Watching her high, she really has no talent, but a lot of colors. All right, now for our next segment called What to Watch While Weeded. This again is Super Bowl related, the Nationwide commercial that just came out. Take a look.
Hey, wait! Gus, wait! I'll never learn to ride a bike. Or get cooties. I'll never learn to fly or travel the world with my best friend, and I won't ever get married. I couldn't grow up because I died from an accident.
Well, I would have done all of those things, but I'm dead. I laughed for 11 straight minutes after seeing that commercial, and I'm pretty sure I convinced everybody around me and who's close to me that I'm a sociopath. It's insanely manipulative. Dead children during a football game, it's completely irrelevant. Even if Adrian Peterson was playing, he only hit one with a switch. You know what? Fucking man up, you little pussy kids. Which is exactly what Sandusky said. Plus, it's an insurance company. They don't save kids' lives. All they're saying is, hey parents, just in case your kid does die, we'll get you paid, motherfuckers. Honestly, you'll wish that your kid died years ago. That's how much paper we're gonna throw up on your chest. Oh, making that Wolf of Wall Street money off of dead honey bunnies. Honestly, I've watched that commercial about 56 times already, so Nationwide kind of did their job. Well done, you really fucked me. Good thing I have no money for insurance, so I can't fully buy into what they're doing. And now for another football-related segment, Toke or Tech, everybody. This week we'll be reviewing the power hitter, which I know is a baseball term, I suppose, but it sounded sporty, so I felt like this is the thing that I should take into the middle of the Super Bowl party and make everybody uncomfortable. Who cares that there's kids, right? This is healthy smoke for all. Just blow it in their face. Very anti-child this episode, and I apologize to all the parents that watch this show. Why are you watching this show when you have kids to watch? What the fuck are you doing? They better be on your lap enjoying and learning as well. The power hitter, super easy to use, very cheap, and also just blows a straight dope hit. The top screws off just like this. You put the bottom of a joint into a little compartment. It's a cylinder type thing. You screw it back in, and it basically is a self-imposed shotgun. It almost feels like one of those things that you blow on fire to make it kind of roar a little bit, but it's right in your mouth and it makes your heart swell. Only thing that sucks about this device is that it removes the excuse to put your lips close to your friend's lips for a shotgun. Hey, we're not gay or anything, we just love getting high through this method. Oh, we forgot the joint this time? So I would recommend the power hitter unless you enjoy kissing your friends. But you know what, just come up with a different excuse. Be like, hey, they were choking on a chip. And you know, I resolved that by doing a vacuum into their lip. I saw it on Grey's Anatomy once. All right, well that's it. Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Weed News. Please subscribe below, over here, wherever the fuck these geniuses put these clickable links. Also, please follow me on Twitter at @IamMikeCannon. Write all your comments, tweet me, questions, things to review, whatever you want. This is your show. I'm just a vessel. Whatever you want. Tweet, comment, do all that stuff. I'll get to you. Subscribe to my podcast, Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. That's pretty much where my entire opinion was shaped about that army thing we talked about in the beginning. What a weird way to start this off and then kind of flutter into the Super Bowl, eh? Well, regardless, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Goodbye. This entire show is just homosexual innuendo. It's like, what? It should be the fucking title of my first album.